So the poem starts with the hell. Now let us read poem and try to understand what Eliot is trying to describe in the poem. As I told you that before going to the main poem or understanding the poem, we have to understand so many aspects related to the poem. So we discuss about the modern poetry. Keep these things in your mind. So when we were analyzing the poem, you have to be very conscious, you have to be very alert to see the characteristics of modernism or modern poetry which is reflected into the poem. So modern poetry that is fragmented, that is not following any fixed standard pattern. Modern poetry has colloquial use of language, symbols, allusions. These are the characteristics of modern poetry, and please try to see these features in these poems. Eliot as a poet, you have to understand that he was using references, allusions frequently in his poems. He was deliberately making poems more difficult. And this first poem by Eliot made him a great figure of the 20th century. See the beginning, it starts with let us go then you and I, when the evening is spread out against the sky. Like a patient etherized upon a table, let us go through certain half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats of restless nights in one-night cheap hotels, and sawdust restaurants with oyster shells, streets that follows like a tedious argument of insidious intent, to lead you to an overwhelming questions. Oh, do not ask, what is it? Let us go and make our visit. Friends, this is the beginning of the poem. The poem starts with in a romantic way, you might say, it a very colloquial way, the first sentence, but later it changes so many diversions. You will not very consciously try to connect. So it says, let us go. The speaker is inviting the reader, or to whom we don't know. He is inviting that let us go, and we go outside. Now etherized is one kind of, you can say that the state of unconsciousness in the medical term the people were using. The another difficult word which you will find, that is sawdust, that is a powdery particles of wood produced by sawing, and insidious, that is a very sometime dangerous than it seems. Now we will very easily understand that in the first sentence he says let us go and try to go outside. Now what kind of atmosphere is describing, that is very important for us. He is describing evening like a patient etherized upon a table. Now evening and the sky, that is very dull, not very fresh, and you will not see any kind of you can say that feelings, good feelings, atmosphere into the atmosphere. So the contrast you will see in the title and here in the beginning is also very clearly indicated, that here it is not about the love, but it is about something else. Now the streets are described as half-deserted streets, the muttering retreats, the hotels, very cheap hotels he is trying to say, the restaurant, and the entire atmosphere is very tedious, like argument. Okay, means as a person you are not conscious, as a person you are not very much in a fresh and innovative, or you can say that very refreshing mood. Now here you will see that the references I have highlighted to lead you to an overwhelming question. Overwhelming question, again this phrase is borrowed from James Fenimore Cooper's in his novel The Pioneer, in which one of the character, Benjamin, asks a series of questions ending with the overwhelming question. Now what is this overwhelming question? Again there is a question. He says that don't ask me whatever is happening around us. Let us forget. I am not able to decide what to do. So the nature of indecisiveness, or you will find that the entire paragraph or the stanza shows that there is something more than this. Now I have tried to show you the effect of the atmosphere. You will find in such a way, so these images suggest the kind of evening, like a patient. You will see that the every time the evening, when you feel that sun is setting, that the time you will find that evening is very dull, drowsy. Sometime you are not in a very conscious or a good mood. So this is what kind of things you will find. Again, opening of this poem invites to walk with him. The speaker invites to walk with him. The opening contrasts to the title. There, as I told you, images and symbols are very important, which is used in the earlier. The tone is melancholy and pessimism. Okay, you will not find a very fresh, or you can say that lovely tone. Drowsy and unusual background, which you can see through the images. And there are questions. Where to visit? Again, it is a question. Now here in the room, the women came and go talking of Michelangelo, a Renaissance artist painter. The second stanza is again, these lines will repeat later on. There are many lines which repeats into the poem. So these illusions comes from Le Forgue, who wrote, in the room the women go and come, while speaking of the Chinese masters. So these lines quite resembles to the another French poet, that is there the illusion. Now again you see fog, cat, and the window panes, corners of the evening. So again this stanza describes that the routine, and that routine is very dull, not very conscious. You will find that in the routine people are not very conscious about what they are living. The background is very dull. Around the atmosphere there are many important points which you see into the very earlier way. So Eliot is very conscious. He is saying about the yellow fog. So again the use of yellow color shows the timidity. How the fog, how it runs to the window panes. And here the fog is sitting into the hotel. He might be doing nothing. It is October night, and the words like licked, lingered, suit, curled, these words are suggest that how the atmosphere is very dark, gloomy, and Prufrock is not doing anything. He has nothing to work. So this image is again the image of fog and woman that you will find into the poem. And indeed there will be time for the yellow smoke that slides along the street, rubbing its back upon the window panes. There will be time. As I told you that there are repetitions of certain words or certain lines. There are quite repetitions. This phrase comes from, you might connect it with to His Coy Mistress by Andrew Marvell. Okay, the importance of the time, that there will be time. Here Prufrock is trying to say that there will be time. Okay, there will be time for doing all these things. So here he is not taking action. He is thinking that again time will come. Okay, as you see that to prepare a face to meet the face that you meet, there will be time to murder and create, and time for all the works and days of hands. This line has also a reference of works and days, is a work by Hesiod, a Greek poet. The title of the work is Works and Days, where he is describing a farmer, or you can say that the work. Now again, time for you and time for me, and time yet for 100 indecisions and of 100 visions and revisions. So clearly the last few lines suggest there is a revision. So as a interior monologue, you will find that the Prufrock is continuously speaking. He is trying to think over and over, think again and then forget. He is not taking action. He is describing how he failed in a love. So this is not a love song, but this is a failure, and till the date he could not find what is the right answer. Again, see, in the room the woman comes and go talking about Michelangelo. And again there is a very important question, that do I dare and do I dare? Why he is asking question? Because in the love he has no dare. He wonders. He thinks that there will be time. But again, what time or which time or when he is trying to take action? He is not sure about his action. He fears. He fears that the woman might reject him. So the fear of rejection you will find into this same structure, which is clearly said into the poem. Now he is describing that how his hair is growing thin, my morning coat, my collar mounting firmly to the chin, my neck is rich at modest but assured by a simple pin. They will say, but how his arms and legs are thin. See, he is very conscious about his appearance. Now, before taking action, he is thinking of their reaction, the reaction of a woman or a lady to whom he might love, or the women's at the restaurant, or people, those who see the Prufrock. They are trying to think that how he is a thin, his coat. You might also feel while reading this passage that the modern society, there is a much discussion or on this issue, that modern society reflects person's appearance, not the nature. Okay, in the love, what people see, they see the heart, they see the not, they don't see the outer beauty. So again, Prufrock is confused about his legs, arms, he is thin. Again he asks, do I dare disturb the universe? So he don't want to disturb the universe. Let them do whatever they are doing. He is still not taking action. He thinks. See, here this word suggests that he thinks to take action, but at the last moment he could not do the anything. Again, this revision shows there are many points which you will find into the poem. For I have known them all already, known them all, have known the evening, morning, afternoons. I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. I know the voice is dying with her beneath the music from a farther room, dying fall. So how should I presume? This is a very important and very famous sentence which is there in the third sentence, that I have measured out my life with coffee spoons. And again you will find the illusion of Shakespeare's play. Now dying fall, that word is I have highlighted. Now the modern society and the representation around the society is very different than the earlier romantic or Victorian age which we understood. Modern society, people are facing lots of problems, and the commercial development during the society, industrial and commercial development, you see that Prufrock is thinking about that I have measured out my life with coffee and spoon. That is a very routine activity, a very meaningless activity. You will see that it is not a very heroic task. So he is speaking about his unheroism, and he is thinking about the voice that is dying with a beneath the music from a farther room. So how should I presume? That is again still question. Interestingly, this poem raises so many questions. You will not find any other, you will find very less poems such that they are continuously asking a questions, and the questions are not in a very different way. The questions are raised in such a way that it shows you in a very different or other kind of situation. Now I would try to highlight again the next phase, where you will see that I have known the eyes already, known them all, the eyes that fix you in the formulate phrase. When you read this passage, you will come to know that he is trying to describe a very dull atmosphere again and again, and he is also giving the reference arms that are bracelet and white and bare. Again, John Donne's poem The Relic, there is a way. So he is looking about other. First he describe about his appearance, that how he is looking, thin tie coat, his hairs, and now he is looking at others, that the smell of perfume, the arms, the bracelet, the shawl, all this description shows that how he is observing the people, the observing people into the society. So these lines may think, shall I say I have gone at dusk through narrow streets and watched the smoke that rises from the pipes of lonely men in shirtless sleeves leaning out of the windows. So you will find that again he is comparing himself with a pair of ragged clothes. Now we don't know what is the connection in a detail, but you can observe that he is feeling lonely, he is feeling a very insecure in this situation. And in the next lines you will see, in the afternoon the evening sleeps are peaceful, smoothed by long fingers. So again the dull activity, regular activities are described. Now in this sentence you will find that, should I after a tea, a cakes and ices have a strength to force the moment to crisis. But this routine activity has changed the concept. He has questions in his mind, and that questions he find that though I have seen my head brought upon a platter. Okay, this you will find the reference from the John the Baptist, who was impressed